Have a look at what this camera caught by accident in December.
Check it out, it's taller than a shed. These creatures are huge.
The video was uploaded to Facebook by the page Cryptid University, a community known for sharing wild and spine-chilling cryptid sightings from around the world. But this particular upload from December 2024 is on an entirely different level of terrifying and bizarre. It all starts like a regular drive across a quiet ranch. The dashcam records the peaceful surroundings as the rancher cruises along, until he takes a turn near an old shed, and the camera picks up something seriously strange. Right beside the shed, there's a dark, looming shape. At first glance, it might seem like just a shadow, until you realize it's taller than the shed itself. If you focus, you can almost make out what looks like a fur-covered body and long, dangling arms. According to the original uploader, this could be a Sasquatch, the legendary forest giant of North America. But the internet, as always, has its own theories. Some viewers are convinced it's nothing more than a charred tree stump, just nature playing tricks on us. Others believe it might be the weathered remains of a dead tree rotting into a humanoid shape. And then there's a far more mythical take. Some are saying it resembles Kokopelli, the Native American fertility deity associated with childbirth and agriculture. If you ask me, it probably is just a decayed or burnt tree, because we don't get a clear enough outline to definitively call it a Sasquatch. Sure, the darkened patch could be fur, and those long arms might resemble limbs, but it's vague at best. Still, the shape is eerie enough to stir our imagination and ignite debates. This woman was hiking through Northern California when she stumbled upon every hiker's darkest nightmare, one that feels like it was never meant to be found. The post was uploaded to Instagram on September 21st, 2024, and since then, it's been making waves across the entire Bigfoot enthusiast community. The images were reportedly submitted by a woman who was hiking through the mountainous trails of Northern California on New Year's Day, 2020. She had been capturing the peaceful beauty of nature until her camera picked up something unnerving. While climbing higher along a ridgeline, she noticed a tall, hairy figure peering at her from over the crest. At first, it might seem like a bear, but as you look closer, the proportions tell a different story. It was too tall, too upright. The figure stood with a humanoid posture and a conical-shaped head, a description that fits the legendary Sasquatch. According to the analysis by the Instagram page, Boise Bigfoot, the creature appeared to be around 7 to 8 feet tall, based on the surrounding geography for scale. And this isn't the first time something like this has been spotted in Northern California. In fact, the region is infamous for mysterious sightings like this one. Perhaps the most well-known is the Patterson-Gimlin footage, a legendary clip that shows a juvenile Bigfoot casually striding through the woods, captured after a brief pursuit by Roger Patterson himself. Then, more recently in October 2023, a channel called Hey Ho Studies uploaded another intriguing video. This time, the footage came from a hiker known as Wild Bill, who managed to record what looks like the same creature from a hidden vantage point deep in the forest. The resemblance is uncanny. Same height, same build, same strange movement. It's honestly mind-blowing how much credible footage and photographic evidence has surfaced from just this one region. At this point, you have to wonder, have we been ignoring something that's been living among us all along? Maybe it's finally time we accept the possibility that Sasquatch isn't a myth, but a mysterious creature of nature we've yet to officially discover. This homeowner was casually scrolling through his backdoor camera photos while on vacation when he spotted something that sent a chill straight down his spine. This image was posted about 5 months ago on the cryptid subreddit. According to the user who posted this, he was just killing time during his vacation, checking his camera feed out of habit until he stumbled upon this one frame. And what he saw was not what he expected. Captured in a single shutter frame was a dark, dog-like figure, frozen, staring straight into the camera. At first glance, it looks like just a regular dog, but then your eyes drift to its sunken midsection, and that's when the chills kick in. Now, based on most of the comments, and honestly, I agree, it really does look like a dog doing its business. The posture, the crouch, and the shape all line up with how a dog typically squats to relieve itself. A perfectly timed photo of a dog mid-dump. That's the logical explanation, and probably the truth. But there's something undeniably creepy about those glowing eyes locked onto the camera, like it knows it's being watched. That eerie stare has led a few commenters to suggest a much darker theory. Could it be a skinwalker disguised as a dog? We only have a single image to go off, so it's hard to say for sure. If you've ever felt like you were being watched, only to brush it off as your imagination, you might want to think again. This clip was uploaded to the r/cryptid subreddit by a user who was clearly shaken by what he witnessed. According to the post, he lives in Missouri, not far from the Trail of Tears, a place already known for its heavy atmosphere and haunted history. One day, while walking home, he suddenly felt that unmistakable sensation, like something was watching him from the woods. Trusting his instincts, he turned his camera toward the tree line, and what it captured nearly made his heart stop. Peeking out from behind the trees was a shadowy figure, just standing there, silent, motionless, watching. The uploader mentioned that the figure appeared much taller than it should have been, especially considering there's a ditch right beneath where it was standing. That would make whatever it is even more massive than it looks. Understandably, the uploader was terrified and turned to the internet for answers. Now, trying to approach this logically, if the figure was perched on a stump, it could possibly be an owl. But if it was actually standing behind the tree, then we might be looking at something far stranger. Something that looks like a cross between an owl and a humanoid figure. And if that's the case, my advice will be that if you ever come across something like this, don't run. Don't break eye contact, because if the legends are true and you look away, things might take a terrifying turn. Some believe the world we live in is just a simulation, and this video might be the unsettling proof we've been dreading all along. Originally uploaded to Reddit a year ago, this strange clip has stirred up debates and theories across the internet. It was recorded by an anonymous individual while exploring a dense forest until he stumbled upon something that looked like the end of the simulation map. In the video, we see a massive wall. Yes, a wall, standing unnaturally in the middle of the forest, stretching high into the sky like it was dropped straight out of a video game. It almost looks like something out of Game of Thrones, where the towering wall kept the White Walkers at bay. At first glance, it feels like a real-life glitch in the Matrix, but one comment gave a more grounded explanation that this could actually be a part of an outdoor movie set. What we're seeing might be a painted backdrop, crafted to blend into the environment and give filmmakers a seamless, realistic view without needing to plant props or CGI trees. Still, knowing it's part of a set doesn't take away from the experience of stumbling onto something like this deep in the woods. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but after seeing these, I never imagined those words could be so chilling. This unsettling post was shared on Reddit by a user named Timber2077. According to his account, he was hiking with his family in the remote Bunya Mountains when he captured a photo of sunlight streaming through the trees. Just a peaceful memory of nature. But what his daughter noticed later would send a jolt of terror through him. She pointed to something in the background, A woman in an old-fashioned black dress, standing motionless between the trees. The eerie part is that she was staring directly into the camera. The uploader swears no one was there when the photo was taken, yet there she is, frozen in time, like she was waiting. But the real horror came later. When he showed the image to his boss, she turned pale. Shaking, she revealed that her own daughter had suffered a panic attack at that exact spot a year earlier, claiming she felt something evil watching them from the woods. To this day, Timber says he still feels chills when looking at the photo, and maybe he should. The woman's dress appears to be from the 1960s, suggesting she may be the lingering spirit of someone long gone, but not at rest. This is exactly why I don't trust deep forests. You never know when she might be watching you. Some photos are meant to capture memories, but every now and then, they capture something that was never supposed to be seen. This unsettling post comes from a Reddit user who was simply going through old pictures with his girlfriend, taken back in 2019. Just a sweet memory, until they noticed something deeply wrong lurking in the background. When you zoom in, it's hard to miss. A chilling masked figure reflected in the glass, its lifeless face staring directly at the camera. The mask bears a disturbing resemblance to Michael Myers, only with long, messy hair that makes it look even more sinister. The scariest part about it is that the couple looks completely unaware of the figure watching them from behind. You might be thinking it's edited, right? But when I ran it through a forensic analysis website, the results suggested the image wasn't altered in any way. Some have theorized that it could just be the photographer wearing a creepy mask while taking the picture, which honestly sounds like the least terrifying explanation. But until the uploader comes forward, we might be left wondering if that masked figure is still out there, watching from the shadows. When you set up trail cameras in the deep woods, you're usually hoping to catch wildlife, not something that looks like it's watching you back. A land steward in the northeastern US shared these unsettling images on Reddit after reviewing footage from one of his trail cameras placed in a remote, heavily wooded area. But what he found was something even their team naturalists couldn't identify. The camera captured a strange creature peeking out from behind a tree. Only one eye is clearly visible, shining unnaturally from the camera flash, while the rest of its form seems cloaked in a vague, shadowy outline. Whatever this thing is, it doesn't look like any known animal. Now, if you're thinking it's just a tree stump or a trick of the light, the uploader thought of that too. He shared a daytime photo from the exact same spot, and in the daylight, there's nothing there. According to the steward, it's definitely not a deer, bobcat, or bear, and if it is some kind of animal, it's massive. Personally, it gives me serious Skinwalker vibes, like it's curious about the tech we left behind in its woods. So what do you think? Is it a trick of nature, or did something unnatural step into view that night? If you live near the woods and enjoy taking solo walks, this next story might make you think twice before going out alone again. These eerie photos went viral a few years ago after being posted to Reddit by a user named Ronnie. According to Ronnie, the images were taken on his birthday while he was out exploring the forest alone, just trying to enjoy some quiet time. But what his camera captured would leave him and the internet deeply unsettled. In the photo, a dark, shadowy figure can be seen standing among the trees, staring straight at him. At first glance, it might look like a trick of light or maybe even a statue, until you notice something terrifying. The two photos show the figure slightly turning its head, meaning whatever it is, it's alive. On closer zoom, you can make out a pale white face surrounded by a pitch black body. The contrast is haunting. It doesn't look human, but it definitely looks like it's watching. Ronnie was left shaken, and honestly, I don't blame him. That thing gives off serious stalker vibes, like it was out there waiting, or maybe even hunting. Whether it was just passing through or targeting him specifically, we'll never really know. If you think your home is the safest place in the world, this next story might have you double-checking your stairs before bed tonight. This unsettling image was shared on a well-known paranormal blog by a family who captured something bone-chilling on their motion-activated security camera. The alert went off just moments after the husband turned off the lights for the night, and when they checked the footage, they froze. There it was, a ghostly, human-shaped figure standing halfway up the staircase, motionless, yet unmistakably there. The strangest part is that no one in the family was even near the stairs at the time. According to them, the house has never felt haunted, no cold spots or voices in the dark, but they have noticed strange flickering lights from time to time. Still, they chalked it up to old wiring, until this. And things get even creepier once you hear the home's history. The house has been in their family for 5 generations. Both the great-grandfather and great-grandmother had their funerals inside the house, and if anything still lingers, it's likely family. The structure dates back to the 1800s, though all official records were lost in a catastrophic flood in 1972. All they know comes from passed down stories, yet the oldest surviving documents list the home as built in 1901. So, was that figure something left behind, or something just passing through? Whatever it was, one thing's for sure. Next time your motion cam pings after dark, maybe think twice before hitting play. These guys were testing their Casper virtual ghost cameras when they captured something they were never supposed to see. This chilling image was uploaded to Facebook, where the original poster shared just how terrified they were by what the camera revealed. According to them, they were testing the Casper ghost cameras on random footage of a woman walking alone through a hallway. But once they switched to thermal mode, things took a terrifying turn. Even though the woman appeared to be completely alone in the normal footage, the thermal vision revealed something else. A humanoid figure, registering as cold, standing right behind her. Ghosts are often said to emit cold energy compared to living humans, and this thermal footage seems to capture exactly that. It's the same 2 frames, one from the normal camera and one using thermal imaging, but only one shows a second figure. Whatever that thing was, it's probably a good thing the woman never saw it, because if she had, who knows what horrifying events might have unfolded. Ever wondered what nightmares look like? This video might just show you exactly that. This video was uploaded on TikTok and quickly went viral because it captured something truly unsettling. It was filmed from a distance by an unknown hiker, but it's what's in the frame that's creeping everyone out. The clip shows a bizarre creature clinging to a tree. What makes it so disturbing is its unnatural posture and the way it stares directly into the camera, almost like it knows it's being watched. The account that uploaded the video also shared a couple of filtered versions to enhance the video. And sure enough, we can clearly see the figure gripping the tree and staring straight at the lens. Now, personally, I see what looks like a bear. The rounded back, the posture, and the size and length of the limbs really point me in that direction. But what do you think this creature is? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you think you've seen crazy, this next video will make you question everything you thought you knew. This footage was recorded in a convenience store parking lot, and it appears to capture what looks like a real-life glitch happening in the sky. The video shows a strange line that looks like the sky itself has been sheared open, or like there's a crack slowly drifting across it. Some say it even looks like a portal is forming right above us. Naturally, Reddit is going wild with speculation. While some believe it's a portal to another world, others are convinced it's a glitch in the Matrix. But after digging a little deeper, I found a more grounded explanation. It might actually be a contrail, a vapor trail from a plane, either above or below the cloud layer, with fast-moving clouds creating that optical illusion. You can compare the cloud movement to the trees on the left side of the frame to get a better idea. Still, whatever the cause, it's pretty fascinating to say the least. If you thought birds were just harmless little sky fluff balls, wait till you hear about these monsters. Thunderbirds. Back in the late 1800s, rumors began swirling across the American West of a giant winged beast, something that looked more like a prehistoric nightmare than a regular bird. People claimed it had leathery wings, like a pterodactyl, and could carry off full-grown deer like it was nothing. One of the most famous stories comes from 1890 in Tombstone, Arizona, where two cowboys allegedly shot down this enormous creature and stretched it out on a barn for a photo. That photo was said to show at least 6 men holding hands across its wingspan, 18 feet wide, maybe more. Now here's where things get weird. People swear they've seen the photos. Magazine readers in the 1960s even claim they saw it in an old issue of Believe It or Not or True West, but no one can actually find it now. It's been dubbed the missing Thunderbird photo, and its absence just fuels the mystery even more. From 1800 to 1900, multiple alleged Thunderbird photos surfaced, some showing bizarre winged creatures nailed to barns, others with groups of hunters posing beside enormous bird-like corpses. Some even show African tribes proudly displaying what they claim to be a Thunderbird, its massive wings spread out like the wings of a demon. The photos are old, worn, and strangely convincing. The lighting, the poses, the grain of the film, all seem to fit, giving them a disturbing sense of authenticity. While the Thunderbird is rooted in Native American mythology, these photos have led many to believe that it might not be just a legend. Skeptics argue they're just pictures of condors or albatrosses, both of which can have massive wingspans. But none of those birds match the size or the unnerving presence of what's shown in these photos. If you're planning a peaceful fishing trip in Florida anytime soon, you might want to see this first. This video, uploaded on TikTok, appears to show what some are calling a river monster spotted in Florida. At first, the water looks calm, peaceful even, until you notice something strange moving across the surface. As you focus in, you get that chilling realization that this isn't something we've seen before. It's swimming and wriggling like a long snake-like creature. Some viewers are even comparing it to the Loch Ness monster, and honestly, they might not be wrong. Now, while this definitely looks like a creature from a horror story, there's a chance it might just be an injured manatee making its way through the water. Manatees have that smooth, gliding body and a similar wriggling motion when they swim. But it's the length of this thing that throws everything off. It seems too long, even for a manatee. So what do you think? Just a manatee or something we've never seen before?
Among the billions of people in the world, it's often said that family is the one group you can trust in any situation. But what if that family isn't exactly who or what you think they are? This clip will make you question everything. This footage was captured by a security camera installed in a kitchen, but what it recorded is nothing short of terrifying. In the video, everything in the kitchen seems perfectly normal. A woman is standing right in the middle with her back to the camera. But something about her is wrong. You can't quite figure it out, not until you notice her arms. They hang grotesquely long, unnaturally stretching all the way to the floor like some twisted version of a human. And just when you think it can't get any worse, she slowly turns around and locks eyes with the camera, as if she's staring straight into your soul. The uploader claims that this was their own mother. But after seeing this footage, they came to a horrifying realization. The person they had been living with wasn't their mother at all. It was something far more sinister. A skinwalker. There's a fine line between being brave and being downright stupid. But the guy in this video, he didn't just cross that line. He completely obliterated it, doing something most of us wouldn't even dare imagine. Man was inches away from meeting his maker. The clip you're watching comes from a Russian adventurer who decided to camp out, wait for it, in a bear's den. Yeah, you heard that right, a bear's den. In the footage, you can see him sitting inside the den while the bear waits right outside, clearly not thrilled with his uninvited guest. The guy is visibly anxious, breathing heavily, and who could blame him? Meanwhile, the bear is standing at the entrance, growing more aggressive by the second, almost daring him to step outside. But here's where it gets wild. Somehow, by keeping calm, the man manages to avoid being torn apart. Slowly, cautiously, he begins to make his way out of the den. And just when you think it's all over, the bear leans in, giving him a good sniff, like it's some sort of casual selfie moment. The guy even records it up close, as if he's documenting a friendly encounter, when in reality, one wrong move, and he'd have been the bear's next meal. Seriously, don't ever try this. No matter how confident you are, this isn't something you can just handle. This guy got lucky, really lucky. Ever had one of those moments where your battery-operated baby toys just start playing on their own? Well, before you chalk it up to a glitch, maybe, just maybe, it's haunted. Just like what this homeowner experienced.
Is there anybody in here with us right now?
Music.
The video you just watched was uploaded by a mother who noticed her son's toy turning on by itself. In the clip, you can see the child's play area filled with toys. Nothing out of the ordinary at first glance. But then, the mother asks if anyone is there with her, and to her shock, one of the toys suddenly powers on by itself. Creepy, right? It gets weirder. She then asks whatever turned it on the first time to press a different button.
Can you press a different button on the toy?
The video cuts off after that eerie moment, but it leaves us with some seriously unsettling thoughts. I mean, this clearly wasn't just some random malfunction. How could it press a specific button on command? Safe to say, I'll be taking the batteries out of my baby's toys from now on. No way I'm risking a scene like this at home. There's a chilling theory that ghosts and spirits exist in the elusive fourth dimension, one that we humans can't quite grasp. But every so often, if you're either incredibly lucky or downright cursed, you might just catch a fleeting glimpse of their reflection, like in this spine-tingling video. It looks like a scene straight out of a horror movie trailer. This spine-chilling video, posted on TikTok, shows a rocking chair eerily moving all on its own. But that's not even the worst part. As the cameraman pans toward a TV screen directly in front of the chair, the reflection reveals something truly unsettling. A small, childlike figure sitting in the chair, gently rocking it. Yet when the camera quickly shifts back to the chair itself, there's no one there. It's a bone-chilling thought, knowing something is sitting right in front of you, rocking away, and you can only see it through a reflection. It's enough to make you wonder what's really there that we just can't see with our own eyes. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Been a while since you hit up a truly electrifying party? Well, no worries. Your overhead power lines and transformers might be planning a little surprise party for the whole neighborhood. That looks like fireworks, doesn't it? This video, uploaded from India to Reddit, shows a terrifying electrical malfunction that could easily be mistaken for a fireworks display. In the footage, the entire neighborhood is suddenly lit up by what seems like a shower of sparks. But the crackling sound reveals the truth. Those aren't fireworks. The electrical lines are making contact, creating dangerous arcs of electricity, and even the transformer is on the verge of exploding from the short-circuited power. The whole fireworks show of sparks and arcs lasts for about 10 intense seconds until the transformer finally gives up and explodes. Witnessing something like this in person would be terrifying. It's not just your home appliances that are at risk. Your life is too. It could easily set something on fire or bring a live wire crashing down. Definitely not the kind of party you want to ROSFI to. There are some things in life that just shouldn't be possible. Until nature decides to pull a wild card. Like a dog stuck inside a tree trunk. I know, it sounds unreal, but watch for yourself.
There's the doggy. Come on. How was that ride?
This next video is a heartwarming rescue, but it leaves us scratching our heads wondering how in the world it even happened. In the clip, you see a man, likely a hunter, using a chainsaw to cut through the base of a large tree. He's nearly finished sawing through it, and as the final cut is made, the tree slowly falls to the ground. But to everyone's shock, a dog emerges from its hollow trunk. That's right. The whole rescue was to free a dog trapped inside. I'm thrilled the dog made it out safe. But I've got so many questions. Like, how in the world did this dog even get stuck in there in the first place? The cameraman mentions something about the dog chasing a squirrel.
Said, Dad, I didn't get the squirrel.
What happened to the squirrel, baby?
The squirrel got away.
But seriously, how did the dog manage to climb that high and then end up inside the trunk? It's a heartwarming moment, sure, but also one heck of a confusing mystery. Have you ever heard those eerie, faint knocking noises coming from your walls or ceiling, only to dismiss them as figments of your imagination? What if it's not just in our heads? This unsettling video comes from Mexico, where a homeowner noticed a strange creature peeking out from a wall in his storeroom. In the clip, he shines a flashlight into a wall cavity, and to his horror, something is staring back at him. A large, human-like eye is fixed on him from that tiny opening, gazing directly into the camera. It's genuinely eerie not knowing what's on the other side. At first glance, you might think it's just a cat. But seriously, how did it even get inside the wall? And why is it staring as if it wants to haunt our dreams? Whatever this creature is, I'm definitely sealing up all my wall cavities from now on. That's for sure. Night shift work can be incredibly daunting, especially when your whole world is quiet and everyone else is sound asleep. This is also the time when the unknown stirs, and as a night shift worker, you might find yourself facing eerie encounters like this one.
No. No.
This video, looking like something straight out of a horror movie, was shared on TikTok by a janitor working alone during his night shift. As he went about his duties, he started hearing the unsettling sound of a baby crying emanating from the men's restroom. Terrified but determined, he began recording on his phone, inching toward the source of the noise with a mix of fear and curiosity. He methodically checked each stall, only to find them empty. Just when you think it can't get any creepier, it does. The first cubicle door suddenly slams shut on its own, as he's reaching the last one. The crying still echoed through the restroom, but no one was there. Spooked, the janitor finally leaves, but the unsettling wails of the baby continue. The video is spine-chilling. and I gotta hand it to the janitor. He was pretty brave to investigate, thinking it could have been a baby needing help. But if I were in his shoes, I would have sprinted out of there and handed in my resignation the very next day. Being a pilot might sound like an adventure, but things can get pretty intense when your cockpit windshield is suddenly lighting up with plasma bolts, looking like something straight out of a science fiction movie. This next video perfectly captures what I'm talking about. This video was recorded from inside a plane's cockpit as it soared through the night sky. The plane is calmly cruising, but outside the windshield, it's a whole other story. The sky starts flashing with bursts of plasma lightning, first on one side of the windshield and then the other. It's wild because the lightning forms these strange, otherworldly patterns. Definitely not your average thunderstorm. After doing a little research, I found out this eerie phenomenon is known as St. Elmo's fire. It's a rare luminous plasma created in the electric field between clouds and the ground during a thunderstorm. The electric field rips apart air molecules in a process called ionization, causing that ghostly bluish glow. What's even crazier, you can actually hear it crackling if you're nearby. But is it dangerous? Thankfully, no. At least not as long as the pilot stays safely inside the cockpit. We've all seen depictions of alien creatures, some with oversized heads and large black eyes, others resembling strange slithering worms. But when it comes to Russia, even their aliens seem to take on an extra layer of weirdness. Take this one, for example. This video was allegedly recorded at a Russian construction site, where a worker secretly filmed something truly bizarre. The camera view focuses on a shed in the distance, and inside you can see a glowing figure. This thing is radiating light, almost like red-hot metal, and although it's humanoid in shape and size, it looks far from human. The figure moves around for a few seconds before the video abruptly ends. Now, the person who uploaded this claims it's an alien creature. But to me, it looks more like something straight out of a science fiction movie. Maybe an inferno human with that molten, fiery appearance. Who knows? Could be an alien. A superhuman with fire powers, or maybe just a crazy special effect. Either way, when it comes to mysterious figures, Russia definitely keeps things interesting. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. The legend of the Loch Ness monster is timeless, with endless blurry photos and videos circulating online. But let's be honest, most are too grainy to make anything out. That's why this footage from May 2017 caught me completely off guard.
It's moving.
It's moving.
Yeah? It turns, you know.
It's a toy.
Did you notice it? This video was recorded by a group of tourists who, while on a hike, spotted something bizarre in the lake. You'll first notice the beautiful, serene view of the lake from a distance. But keep your eyes peeled. There's a strange, serpent-like head poking out of the water. The long, eerie head moves gently, and you can hear the onlookers sounding confused, trying to make sense of what they're seeing. What's even weirder is that a boat passes by, but this mysterious figure just keeps floating, unbothered, with its head raised above the water. The shape of the head looks almost identical to those classic Loch Ness monster photos that have circulated online for years. Now, I know a lot of people are quick to label this as Nessie herself, but let's be a little logical. It could be just driftwood, right? Why does it have that exact iconic Loch Ness head shape? Nature has a way of reminding us that we haven't seen it all. Just when we think we've got it figured out, it throws something completely unexpected our way. This next video is the perfect example of that. This video exploded on the internet, going viral almost instantly due to its sheer weirdness. What we're seeing is a large, black creature slowly making its way through a grassy field. The strange part? This creature doesn't seem to match anything we know of. Its shape and posture are completely off, almost like an oversized reptile or some prehistoric beast brought back to life. Personally, it gives me a mix between a bear and a Komodo dragon, with its lumbering movement and strange proportions. Now, I'll admit the video quality is a bit blurry, adding to the eerie vibe, so this could easily be some clever editing, or just maybe a rare and undiscovered creature. Whatever it is, one thing's for sure, I definitely wouldn't want to run into this thing. Some people believe we live in a simulation, and that occasionally glitches occur that we just can't explain. Well, this next video captures a supposed glitch that will truly boggle your mind. This intriguing footage comes from a cafe where a man recorded a bizarre sight that's both confusing and surreal. As he's about to step outside, he notices a black car parked on the street in front of him. But here's the confusing thing. The back half of the car is black, while the front half, just behind the glass door, is completely white, almost as if it belongs to a different vehicle altogether. As the cameraman pans around, he catches a glimpse through the mirror, revealing that the car is indeed white. Yet, when you look at it directly, it appears black. It's a perplexing sight, until you realize it's all due to this being also a reflecting mirror, probably bouncing back another car parked on the opposite side of the door. The homes and fences in the reflection are likely the same as those on the other side, creating this mind-bending visual effect. Isn't it fascinating how our perception can be manipulated so easily? This little incident serves as a reminder of just how strange our reality can sometimes be. Natural disasters always remind us of our utter helplessness in the face of nature's fury. However, amidst the chaos, these brave hotel staff members in China are doing everything they can to fight against one of nature's most brutal forces. What a sight. This video shows a group of hotel workers battling a powerful typhoon in China. The storm unleashes its fury, with torrential rain and fierce winds whipping through the streets like a flash flood. The hotel staff is desperately trying to hold the door closed against this overwhelming force of nature. You can see the wind pushing against the door with such intensity that it nearly swings open, but somehow, the workers manage to slam it shut just in time. While their efforts are commendable, it's a perilous situation. Those glass doors could shatter at any moment, putting them at serious risk. Seriously, guys, are you even getting paid enough for this? It's a tense moment that really highlights both the bravery and the madness of trying to stand strong against nature's wrath. Earth, the solid foundation beneath our feet, the very ground we rely on for safety and stability. We tend to take it for granted, believing it will always hold firm. But a shocking incident in California has shaken that trust to its core.
Slides, instability. This morning, the Rancho Palos Verdes area is facing new obstacles.
Yeah, another neighbor.
This video comes from a news channel showcasing bizarre cracks appearing in the metropolitan area of Los Angeles, California. Captured from a helicopter, the footage reveals roads sinking as if something is melting them away. The pavement shows significant bumps, and even the tennis courts are riddled with enormous cracks. The metropolitan roads are suffering severe damage, with these fissures nearly splitting them apart at various points. It's a strange phenomenon to witness, with the ground behaving in such an unsettling manner. Let's hope this doesn't lead to any major damage to buildings, or even more importantly, to lives. There are two kinds of people in this world: those who wholeheartedly believe in the existence of aliens, and those who dismiss the idea as mere fantasy. If you find yourself in the skeptical camp, get ready. This next video is for you.
What?
Ma, you see this?
No. Holy shit!
What
What
is-
the hell is that?
What is happening?
This next video was uploaded on TikTok, captured by a boy strolling in his backyard at nighttime. In the footage, he zooms in on some strange lights flickering in the distance. These lights flash in red and blue, reminiscent of police sirens. You can hear the sheer tension and confusion in the boy's voice as he records this phenomenon.
Oh my god, what the fuck is happening? What is that? What is that?
The video is captioned with the suggestion that these lights are from an alien spaceship. But I'm a bit skeptical. I suspect these lights might be installed on a mountain nearby, obscured by nighttime visibility and fog. However, if I'm wrong, then there's definitely something extraterrestrial going on. Maybe even an alien police force, who knows? Genetic mutations in animals are becoming more common these days, largely due to environmental contamination. One such mutation was captured by a fisherman, and this creature could easily pass as a real-life Pokemon.
You count them right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This strange Pokemon-like creature is actually just a frog that's been blessed, or cursed, by the genetic mutation gods with 7 legs. In the video, the frog appears normal until the cameraman flips it over, revealing its bizarre feature. While the rest of its body is typical, 3 extra legs sprout from its back, looking pretty much useless. Though rare, mutations like these aren't exactly beneficial to the animals. You might think, 7 legs. That could be an advantage. But trust me, these extra legs are more of a burden than a help. They're practically useless and just make life more difficult for the poor creature. Still, this frog seems to be getting by, at least from what we can see. We're all used to seeing the sky in its usual beautiful blue hues, with clouds lazily drifting by. But what if it turns bloody red? This video comes from China, where people were left in shock as their night sky turned into a deep blood-red color. In the footage, you can see the entire sky glowing a fiery red, almost like someone swapped out the sun for a giant red light bulb. The locals were panicked. Some even thought the end of the world was near. This eerie scene quickly spread across the internet, leaving viewers just as baffled, until the explanation was finally revealed. According to Global Times, local meteorologists explained that this rare red sky was caused by the refraction of lights from fishing boats. Sure, we've got the scientific reason now, but if I had been there witnessing that blood-red sky, you can bet I'd be asking the heavens for some forgiveness. Are you considering joining a ship crew because the pay seems enticing? Before you dive in headfirst, take a moment to watch this eye-opening video. You might want to think twice. This is pretty terrifying. This video captures a ship navigating through massive, ferocious ocean waves at night. You can see the waves rising up like mountains, while the ship swings up and down as if it were a toy. Surprisingly, it manages to stay balanced. But those towering waves are high enough to send this massive vessel airborne for a moment. This footage reveals the true horror of the ocean and what it's like out there in the dark. Honestly, I think I'd prefer my 9-to-5 job over braving the seas at night, even if it paid millions. When your doorbell rings, take a cautious glance through the peephole or window first, just to be sure who or what is on the other side, because trust me, you never know when something as unsettling as this could be waiting for you. This spine-chilling video was posted on TikTok by a homeowner who thought his DoorDash had arrived. But what he saw was far from a bag of takeout. In the clip, we see the homeowner nervously filming from the window, and outside stands a terrifying figure, eerily still, staring directly at the window. The figure's appearance is horrifying, a face and clothing that closely resemble a witch straight out of folklore. The homeowner mentioned that there was this constant, insistent knocking at his door. But every time he checked, no one was there except this creepy figure lurking by a nearby tree. I have no idea what that thing is, but one thing's for sure. If that's a DoorDash driver, it's got to be one straight from the depths of hell. It's always adorable when kids leave tiny footprints on the floor or furniture. But things take a truly terrifying turn when you spot one of those prints on a 20-foot-high window. This bizarre clip was recorded by a mother who, while tidying up her house, noticed a small footprint on a window. But here's the eerie part. The window was 20 feet high, and there was absolutely no way a child could have reached it. To make matters even stranger, the footprint was upside down, suggesting that whatever left it was coming down from the roof. The woman zooms out in the video, showing the sheer height of the window. And honestly, my brain can't even begin to figure out how a human, let alone a child, could pull that off upside down. It's unsettling, to say the least. Maybe this wasn't a human footprint at all. Whoever, or whatever, left it might just be lurking on the roof at night. Creepy stuff. Nature has a way of being endlessly creative, not just in beautiful ways, but sometimes in downright strange and mysterious ones. Take this bizarre rodent, for example. Honestly, what on earth is this? This video was uploaded on TikTok and has since left netizens utterly baffled by what they're seeing. In the footage, you can see a truly odd-looking creature hiding beneath what seems to be the base of a house. But everything about this rodent is off. It looks like some kind of strange hybrid, part rodent, part bird. Its body texture is also pretty weird. Its legs resemble those of a duck, and the way it moves is unsettling. And that face, it looks downright ferocious, almost predatory, as if it's something straight out of a science fiction movie, or maybe even from another planet. Honestly, in today's world, who even knows? Nature sure knows how to keep us guessing. Japan is renowned for its stunningly efficient and swift bullet trains. But there's a darker, more eerie side to its train stations that often goes unnoticed. This video, captured by a Reddit user, offers a haunting glimpse of a Japanese station in the dead of night. The footage reveals an eerily deserted platform shrouded in darkness, with only a few sparse lights casting feeble glows at the edges. The rest of the station seems to dissolve into endless abyss of shadows, creating a chilling atmosphere. As the video progresses, you feel the weight of the emptiness and isolation, the kind of scene that might fit perfectly in a murder mystery thriller. The train's arrival momentarily breaks the silence, but the unsettling feeling lingers. This clip captures the unsettling side of nighttime travel, reminding us that beneath the sleek and modern exterior, there can be a haunting stillness that's enough to make anyone think twice about stepping onto the tracks. Have you ever felt like the world around you is a carefully constructed illusion? This video we got might just confirm your suspicions.
What is she looking at?
What is she doing?
That's actually really concerning.
Wait. Is she paused? This bizarre video was recorded by a store employee who noticed a woman in a parking lot that appeared to be completely frozen in place, as if time itself had stopped just for her. In the video, you can see the woman standing motionless, one leg crossed over the other, bags in both arms, as if she was mid-stride but never finished the step. If you're thinking the video itself is paused, think again. You can clearly see cars moving in the background, and at one point, a family casually walks by in front of her, while she remains perfectly frozen in place. It's eerie, to say the least. After about a minute of this strange glitch, the woman finally moves, and the video ends, leaving us with more questions than answers. Now, if I have to be logical, I'd guess she might been on some kind of intense medication or experiencing a medical condition that caused her to freeze like that. But who knows? Sometimes these odd moments make you wonder if we're really just characters in some massive simulation. Caves are the kind of place where light barely dares to venture, making them the perfect hiding spots for the unknown. This next video shows exactly how terrifying these dark, eerie caverns can truly be. This footage, shared by a user whose father was a cameraman, documents a man attempting to set a world record by living in a cave for 100 days. But there's something strange lurking in the video. In the clip, you can see the man walking through the cave, which gives off an eerie, unsettling vibe. The cave is full of dark openings leading into who knows where. As the cameraman cautiously walks around, shining his flashlight into the shadows, he pans up to record a large opening near the ceiling. That's when something truly chilling happens. He accidentally captures a brief glimpse of a green figure peeking out from behind a corner. It only appears for a split second, but the camera catches it. What makes this even more terrifying is the history of the cave. It's been reported that several people have died inside, for reasons still unknown. So whatever that green figure was, it could very well be linked to those chilling events. Could it be a cryptid lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike? Whatever it is, one thing's for sure. Caves are a lot scarier than you might think. Ring cameras offer us a comforting sense of security, allowing us to keep an eye on what happens outside our homes. However, after watching this chilling video, I realized that what they sometimes capture can do the opposite. What on earth was that? This footage comes from a homeowner's backyard security camera, which caught what many are claiming to be a ghost wandering around. In the video, the camera is focused on the backyard door, when suddenly, With a loud metallic clanging, a figure materializes. This spectral entity is eerily white, and while its shape is distinctly humanoid, it feels otherworldly. The figure lingers for a few seconds before vanishing into thin air. Since that night, the homeowner has been left terrified and bewildered, pondering who, or what, paid a visit to their backyard. It certainly looks like a person, but in ghostly form. Perhaps the camera glitched and overlapped day clips with the night footage. Or maybe it's just a ghost intrigued by your tidy backyard. Who knows what's lurking out there these days? Imagine you're going about your morning routine, ready to start your day at work. You turn on your car's radio, expecting some upbeat music to kick off the morning. But instead, you tune into what sounds like secret conversations from outer space. Well, this is exactly what happened to one driver. In this video recorded by the driver, we can hear strange, high-pitched noises coming from the car radio, almost as if otherworldly beings are chattering among themselves. These sounds start as rumbling, then transition into a bizarre quacking, only to get even more disruptive. Despite the garbled nature of the audio, it's clear there are multiple voices conversing with each other. Now, viewers of this clip are convinced that the radio picked up an alien frequency, capturing a leaked extraterrestrial conversation. And by the sound of it, well, it sure seems like that could be the case. So if any aliens happen to be watching this video, care to translate what was being said? If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. Everyone has their own interpretation of how the end of days might look, and one of the most terrifying scenarios among them is a rain of fireballs from the sky. Well, that's exactly what this next video managed to capture in real life.
Do you have a good camera?
Not really.
Look at this, my camera sucks.
Yeah, it's fuzzy.
Yeah, unless I go far away.
I try to stay still and push on the parts that aren't.
What's going on here? This video was recorded by an apartment owner on an otherwise typical night when they noticed something strange unfolding in the sky. The footage reveals a brilliant display as fireball-like objects plummet through the atmosphere in the distance. It's as if the heavens themselves have decided to launch an all-out assault on Earth, and the sky is erupting with chaos. What's truly eerie about these fireballs is how slowly they descend, almost as if they're being controlled by some unseen force. While some skeptics suggest they might just be military flares, the question remains, why would they be deployed over a city like that? It's a strange and unsettling sight that leaves us questioning what's truly happening in the skies above. When you think of river monsters, the Loch Ness monster is probably the first thing that comes to mind. But hold on, this next video might just introduce you to a creature that's even more monstrous. This video, originally uploaded to YouTube, is downright spine-chilling. At first, we see a peaceful view of the sea, everything looking calm and serene, until it's not. If you look closely in the distance, something strange starts to emerge on the surface of the water, A long, shadowy figure stretches across the waves, and within moments, a massive serpent-like creature rises from the depths. Its enormous head and winding tail break the surface, looking like something straight out of a nightmare. This thing is monstrous. After a brief appearance, the creature dives back into the water. This was filmed at Ballston Beach, Massachusetts, and what you just saw has been dubbed a sea serpent. But before you start packing up to avoid the water, I've got to give you a little relief. This terrifying creature is actually crafted by a Hollywood visual effects team, and to be fair, they did an incredibly convincing job. It's amazing what technology can make us believe these days. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. Clouds are usually beautiful to look at, until they start swirling. When you see one of these ominous formations in the sky, trust me, it's time to run for cover. This video was recorded by a homeowner who caught something truly eerie. A strange portal-like swirl opening up in the clouds. In the footage, you can see dark, menacing clouds filling the sky, and right in the middle of them, a swirling vortex begins to form. Ferocious thunder rumbles as the swirl seems to pull everything toward it, almost like a portal to another dimension. This sight may look mesmerizing, but don't let that fool you. It's an early warning of something far more dangerous. Swirling clouds like this are exactly how tornadoes begin. First, it's just a horizontal swirl high up in the sky, but as it grows larger, it reaches toward the ground and can shift its orientation, transforming into a deadly funnel. So while it might look captivating, it's actually the prelude to a potential disaster. Stay alert and stay safe. Growing up, one of my biggest fears was the thought of an alien invasion on Earth. And this video has somehow turned that fear into reality. Well, sort of.
Oh my god, where's Daddy? I don't know. Oh my god, I got goosebumps. Hurry!
What you just saw was captured in Palmdale, California, where a girl spotted something bizarre in the night sky that left her completely baffled. In the clip, you can see hundreds of blinking lights moving in unison. As they move, the lights keep blinking, giving off the vibe of unknown flying objects drifting silently above. However, before we start thinking it's an alien invasion, there's probably a more grounded explanation. These could very well be those synchronized drones programmed to form shapes and patterns in the sky. But I have to admit, seeing the night sky filled with all those lights moving like that, yeah, it still looks pretty creepy. Imagine driving down a road in Canada when suddenly you spot a moose crossing ahead. But wait, it looks like a spider. Yep, this video is exactly that. What in the world is that? This footage comes from a driver who spotted something downright bizarre. A moose with a spider-like twist. Instead of the usual 4 legs, this guy appears to have 8. And the way those legs are moving so seamlessly together gives off some serious spider vibes. People on Reddit have even started calling this creature the spider moose. But before you start freaking out about mutant moose, let me shatter that illusion for you. What's really happening here is that this spider moose is actually 2 moose walking side by side. The extra set of legs? They belong to the second moose, which is perfectly aligned, giving us this eerie illusion. If you look closely, you can spot the second moose's head at certain points in the video. It's just a clever trick of the camera, but man, did it look convincing at first glance. We've all seen monsters in movies and shows, with terrifying designs that make our skin crawl. Thankfully, they are just fictional. Or what if I told you that some monsters already walk among us? Meet one of them. That thing is massive. This video, recorded by a hiker deep in the deer woods, shows what can only be described as a living, breathing monster, casually taking a stroll. At first, you might think it's just a lizard off in the distance, but as it gets closer, the reality hits. It's not just some tiny reptile. Nope, this is a gigantic, monstrous gator. And when I say massive, I mean beyond your typical adult alligator size. This one is like something out of a nightmare. A prehistoric beast that looks like it walked straight out of a lost world. You can almost feel the weight of its presence as it saunters through the trees, every slow, deliberate step adding to its menacing aura. It's not just walking, it's owning that forest, like it knows it's the apex predator around here. And honestly, what's this thing doing that deep in deer woods? I'm pretty sure the deer in that area must have developed some next-level survival instincts to avoid this guy. Living in the lap of luxury with all the modern conveniences, it's easy to forget that just a few hundred years ago, none of this existed. In fact, there are still tribes out there who are completely untouched by the outside world, living in a time that feels like a distant memory. This incredible footage was captured by a drone flying over the eastern Amazon rainforest, revealing signs of a hidden civilization. In the video, you can see huts made of leaves and sticks. And what's even more striking, they're completely naked, living in a way that looks frozen in time. The confusion and curiosity on their faces as they spot the drone is so telling. They've likely never seen anything like it before. The people you're watching are actually members of the Awa, one of the last uncontacted tribes on Earth. With around 350 members, they live in complete isolation, relying solely on the forest for their survival. Even though they're far removed from the modern world, their way of life is under constant threat. Outsiders are encroaching on their territory, putting them in serious danger. Fingers crossed that the government steps in to protect them. Because once these tribes are gone, we lose a living link to humanity's distant past. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. My mom is in Mexico right now, and one of our family friends said they saw La Lorna while on his pilgrimage. He sent me this. Every culture has its own set of spooky folktales, but few are as terrifying as the legend of La Llorona. And this guy just happened to capture her on video. This chilling clip comes from Mexico, uploaded by someone who said it was sent to them by a family member who claims to have seen La Llorona herself. In the video, it's dark, with only a single dim street light barely illuminating the street. But in the background, you suddenly see it. A figure in a white dress slowly appears. Then, out of nowhere, you hear that infamous, bone-chilling cry. The echo of her wail slices through the night, sending shivers down your spine. Even the street dogs freak out and start barking like crazy. The figure keeps crying in that eerie, haunting voice, and just like that, the video cuts off. That cry, it was definitely La Llorona. But who exactly is she anyway? La Llorona is a vengeful spirit from Mexican folklore, said to wander near bodies of water, mourning the children she drowned in a fit of jealous rage after discovering her husband's infidelity. According to legend, anyone who hears her cry is doomed to suffer misfortune or worse. Their life becomes a string of failures, and in some cases, they even face death. So, we've all just heard her cry now, right? Which means, well, let's just hope it's nothing more than a legend. Fingers crossed. Picture yourself on a sundown grocery run, cruising in your car when suddenly, everything becomes brilliantly bright, as if the sun has made an unexpected reappearance. However, the reality dawns on you. It's not the sun causing this intense illumination. This video originates from Russia and was captured by a car's dashcam. The footage reveals a strange, glowing light traversing the sky, gradually approaching the surface. As it descends, the light intensifies, illuminating everything below. According to news reports, this phenomenon was caused by a meteorite disintegrating upon entering Earth's atmosphere. The awareness that it was a meteorite adds an unsettling element to the video. Contemplating the potential consequences if the meteorite had struck the Earth's surface raises questions about the magnitude of destruction it could have caused. Thankfully, the meteorite disintegrated in the sky, preventing any catastrophic impact on the ground. This YouTube video, posted by a channel named Asia Wire, showcases an unusual humanoid baby with distinctive features that set it apart from a typical human infant. The baby in the video possesses hands and feet resembling those of an animal, along with a mouth adorned with two prominent fangs and strange ears. The footage, recorded by a woman, appears to be a demonstration of this creature, which could potentially be a prop for a creative project. While there's a possibility that this is a prop, its realistic appearance draws parallels to characters from fantasy films, such as those in The Lord of the Rings. Despite having some human-like features, the baby bears a striking resemblance to a Tasmanian devil, evident in its fangs, hands, feet, and even a tail. The question arises, is this a hybrid between a Tasmanian devil and a human, or is it simply a prop designed for a movie project? Once a mere concept, cloning extinct animals is now tempting close to reality. Russian scientists have made a groundbreaking discovery that could bring back species lost to time. This video comes from Russia, where scientists unveiled the extraordinarily well-preserved remains of a cave lion cub, sparking new hopes of resurrecting this long-extinct subspecies. It's believed that the cub perished between 20,000 and 50,000 years ago during the Pleistocene Ice Age, although tests will provide a more precise time frame. In the footage, we can see the cub's remarkably preserved body. Its fur still intact, skin in good condition, and even internal organs preserved. The limbs have also survived, making this specimen a perfect candidate for cloning. While I genuinely hope their efforts succeed, I can't help but feel a twinge of fear about resurrecting these ancient creatures. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's better to leave the past where it belongs. Ever dreamed of soaring through the skies like a superhero? Jetpacks have long been the stuff of science fiction, but this next clip might just change everything.
There's been a lot of, what is that? Weird, huh?
Yeah, can you see that black dot up there?
Jaden, look in the clouds.
Whoa!
This footage, shared on Reddit by a user, claiming it's from Long Island, captures what appears to be a jetpack man. In the clear blue sky, something unusual can be seen flying in the distance. At first glance, it looks like a cluster of balloons drifting upward, but upon closer inspection, you can see legs. This figure has a fully humanoid form, suggesting it's a person using a jetpack. What's even more astonishing is that this supposed jetpack man is flying quite high. By the end of the video, we can spot a plane passing by, and this individual is even above the aircraft. It's pretty strange. While we know jetpack technology exists, it seems unlikely that any current model could achieve such heights. So, is this man from the future? This next clip comes straight from Brazil, showcasing the intriguing, and often heartbreaking, effects of polycephaly on an animal.
Tirei foto, agora filmando, ó. Tem gente que tá duvidando, pensando que não é verdade.
This video was recorded by a farmer who has a unique two-headed calf on his farm. In the footage, we see the calf lying on the ground, both heads appearing to function quite well. Each head has its own neck and spine, but the rest of the body is shared between them. While this phenomenon may seem fascinating or even strange, it's important to remember that polycephaly presents significant challenges for the animal. Daily activities become incredibly difficult, and the calf is likely experiencing a lot of discomfort. Let's hope this special creature receives the proper care and support it needs to thrive despite its condition. Helping those in need is one of the most human things we can do, but sometimes lending a hand can land you in some pretty terrifying situations, just like what happened to this guard. This footage comes from an office's security camera, where we see a guard waiting by the elevator. But something is weird. While he's waiting, he starts making hand gestures and even seems to be talking to someone. The strange part? There's absolutely no one else in the frame. Just him. It's like he's having a full-on conversation with something completely invisible to the camera. It goes on for a few seconds until his radio goes off and suddenly, he sprints away like he's responding to an urgent call. At first glance, it's confusing, but things take a much darker turn when the guard later reveals that he had been talking to an elderly lady who needed help with the elevator. Like in the video, there's no one with him, just empty space, but the guard swears up and down that he was helping this lady. So, was this lady some kind of ghost or spirit? Whatever it was, it's pretty chilling to think about. You never know who or what you might end up helping. Always trust your gut. It could save you from something truly terrifying. Just like this mother, who had a sudden, inexplicable urge to check on her daughter. And when they later reviewed the nanny cam footage, they were utterly horrified by what they saw.
What's this? Well aware of the outside noise, the rumors, the rumblings, the pressure. He said, listen.
In the nanny cam video, it's 11 at night, and everything looks peaceful as the baby is about to drift off to sleep in her crib. At first, nothing seems out of the ordinary, but then the camera catches something disturbing. Now, this might seem like a normal shadow or reflection, but here's the chilling part. The mother swears that she and her husband were both in their bedroom at the time, and no one else was in the house. This figure's limbs were strangely bent, and while its outline and movements seemed humanoid, something about it was just off. Since the video went viral, people have been throwing out all kinds of theories in the comments, from ghosts to glitches. One comment stood out to me though. It offered a more logical explanation. Nanny cameras are notorious for lagging, and this commenter suggested that what we're seeing might just be a delayed recording of the mother herself, captured earlier by the glitchy feed. It makes sense, but let's be real. The thought of any unexplained figure showing up in your baby's crib is enough to send chills down your spine. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Growing up, I was absolutely enchanted by the idea of mermaids. The tales of these mystical sea creatures captivated my imagination. Now this recent video just rekindled that magical wonder in me. This clip comes from a private beach where a tourist was initially focused on recording some intriguing horseshoe crabs lounging in the sand. As he panned the camera around to capture the scenic beauty of the beach, something extraordinary caught his eye. A humanoid head floating just above the water. At first, he thought it might be someone taking a leisurely swim, so he moved closer for a better look. What he discovered left him utterly stunned. What appeared before him was not just a person, but a being with a fish-like tail reminiscent of the mermaids from folklore. This humanoid figure, with its upper body shaped like a human, but adorned with a sleek aquatic tail, was gliding through the water with an ease that seemed almost otherworldly. The way this mermaid moved through the water was incredibly convincing, and the sight was nothing short of mesmerizing. It's moments like these that make you question what we thought we knew about the sea and its mysteries. Have you ever heard of airborne snake deliveries? Believe it or not, this video shows an eagle performing a swift drop of a snake onto an unsuspecting onlooker. It's unclear if the eagle had a prior altercation with the onlooker, leading to a perceived act of revenge. Alternatively, perhaps the eagle was simply presenting an unusual gift in the form of the snake. After dropping the reptile, the eagle flies away. Surprisingly, the person receiving this unexpected package remains remarkably calm, even panning the camera to capture the confused snake wriggling on the ground. This encounter definitely adds a new twist to the idea of watching out for the birds. Now, who knows, maybe we'll all need to be wary of raining snakes after seeing this. Ever been alone in your house when suddenly a chilling feeling creeps up your spine? The unsettling sensation that you're not actually alone, that someone or something might be watching you? If you've felt that, it might not just be in your head. In this spine-chilling clip, a woman woke up one morning and noticed something incredibly strange about her window. Now, her window was covered in aluminum foil to block out the light, but there was a small hole in it. She zoomed in on the hole with her phone, and what she captured is enough to give anyone nightmares. A human eye staring directly back at her through the tiny opening. The eye looks disturbingly real and utterly terrifying. The woman who uploaded the video later explained that the person watching her was actually a criminal who was eventually caught by the police. But just imagine the chill that must run down her spine knowing someone was there watching her even after they realized they were being recorded. Talk about serious nightmare fuel. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. When the alarm at a cafe goes off in the middle of the night, you might expect a break-in or some other disturbance. But for this cafe owner, the true shock came from what the security camera footage revealed. At first glance, the security footage from the cafe looks like any ordinary night. Just empty chairs, tables, and the usual closed cafe ambiance. But then, something startling zips past the chairs in a flash. Slowing down the video reveals what appears to be a black shadow or smoky figure darting at incredible speed. According to the owner, this eerie appearance coincided with the alarm going off, making it the prime suspect for the disturbance. But here's the big question. What on earth was that? The shadowy form has no distinct shape or appearance, just a smoky, formless entity. If you ask me, this smoky form might just be a restless spirit seeking a midnight brew, only to find the cafe was closed. I've always found nightmares to be unsettling, but they're nothing compared to the sheer terror captured in this real-life video from an Oklahoma homeowner.
Oh my God! What is that?
This chilling footage was recorded by an Oklahoma homeowner during a stormy night. She was initially just documenting the fierce winds battering her basketball hoop, but as she panned her camera view, an unexpected flash of lightning revealed a monstrous tornado swirling ominously in the background. The sheer ferocity and size of the tornado are astonishing, and you can hear the homeowner's shock and fear as she realizes the scale of the danger. The tornado seemed almost apocalyptic, as if the entire sky was collapsing in on itself. I sincerely hope she stayed safe, and that the tornado remained far enough away to avoid cause. Every now and then, reality throws us a curveball, and we might spot something that makes us question everything we thought we knew, like ships floating above the horizon. Check this out. This video, recorded by a curious tourist, shows what appears to be ghostly ships floating mysteriously above the ocean's horizon. As the camera zooms in, the ships seem to be suspended in mid-air, creating an eerie and puzzling sight. It almost looks like something out of a science fiction movie. Before you jump to conclusions about aliens or supernatural occurrences, let me explain. This is actually a fascinating optical illusion, known as a false horizon. What you're seeing isn't a ship defying gravity, but rather a result of light bending over the surface of the water. The ships are... Some people believe mirrors are more than just reflective surfaces. They think they might be portals to other dimensions. While I've always seen mine as just a tool for grooming, this next video might make even the most skeptical among us reconsider. Did you see that? This chilling footage comes from a nanny cam in a bedroom where a husband and wife were peacefully asleep. Everything seems calm and ordinary until, just moments into the video, something unsettling starts to happen. Out of nowhere, a shadowy figure appears in the dressing mirror, gazing into the room. What's truly horrifying is that there's no one physically in front of the mirror. It's just the eerie reflection of this unknown presence. The figure's unnerving gaze, as it watches the couple sleep, is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. I can't even begin to imagine how the homeowners must have felt upon discovering this eerie intrusion into their personal space. It's enough to make you question everything you thought you knew about mirrors and the unknown. Imagine living in a country so incredibly oil-rich that it literally spills right out of the ground without any drilling required. Welcome to Algeria, where the earth itself reveals its bounty in astonishing ways. Oil, oil everywhere. This video comes from the Algerian desert, where a group of workers stumbled upon an astonishing oil spring in the sand. In the footage, you can see the crude oil rushing out of the ground on its own, spreading across the desert landscape. What's remarkable is that while most countries invest millions of dollars in drilling and exploring oil reservoirs, Algeria is so abundant in oil that it practically flows to the surface with just a simple dig. It's fascinating to witness such a natural phenomenon, showcasing the wealth of resources Algeria has beneath its soil. Spirit possession, a phenomenon tied to ghosts, demons, and spirits, often leaves people feeling uneasy, and this chilling video from Pune, India, shows just how terrifying it can be. She was definitely possessed. The footage comes from a school in Pune where a student was reportedly overtaken by a demonic entity. In the video, you can see a group of students and a teacher trying to restrain a girl. At first, it's not clear why they're holding her down, until suddenly she stiffens and lets out a bone-chilling, guttural growl that doesn't sound human. One boy tries to keep her still, but her body seems to resist, as if something far stronger is controlling her. Then, the moment that leaves you breathless, her body starts to lift off the ground, levitating as if pulled by some unseen force. The students struggle to hold her down as her body stiffens even more, twisting in unnatural, contorted ways. The whole scene feels surreal, like something out of a horror movie. But the fear in the air is very real. Even the teacher looks utterly bewildered, unsure of how to handle the terrifying situation. One thing's for sure, the girl definitely needed help. And fast, because what was happening to her was beyond the ordinary. Have you ever heard the theory that we all live in a simulation, like the Matrix, and that sometimes glitches in the system give us a peek behind the curtain? Well, this next clip might just make you wonder if there's some truth to that. How is this even possible? In this bizarre footage, a driver was parking his car when he noticed something truly mind-bending, a bird seemingly stuck in mid-air. You can clearly see the bird flapping its wings, but it's not going anywhere. It's as if the bird is frozen or caught in some kind of glitch, suspended in time and space. After a few seconds of hovering in place, the bird finally breaks free and flies off, leaving us all wondering, was that a glitch in the Matrix? As cool as that theory is, the real explanation is more down to earth. It turns out that the bird was fighting against strong winds that were perfectly canceling out its wing movements. The result was a surreal sight that makes it look like the bird was caught in a real-life pause button moment. Glitch or not, it definitely gave us Matrix vibes. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. There are countless beings that share this world with us, but they often exist beyond a veil. However, sometimes, due to unforeseen circumstances, this veil is pierced, revealing glimpses of the unseen. A young man from Vietnam was visiting his late grandfather's home and decided to record a video, capturing what the house looked like inside. The video starts off innocently enough, showing his grandfather's shrine. But as he walks into the kitchen, something unsettling happens. His grandfather's hammock, the very one he used to rest in, is gently swaying back and forth on its own. There's no one in sight, and yet it moves as if someone or something is still lying there. It feels as if his grandfather's spirit is lingering in the house, continuing his peaceful naps even in the afterlife. This chilling clip reminds us that spirits sometimes break through the veil, interacting with the physical world in ways that leave us genuinely unsettled. It's an eerie, yet strangely comforting reminder that maybe our loved ones are still watching over us, even from beyond. If you're an alien believer, you've probably heard of the mysterious Malarians. But if not, this video is your perfect introduction to the phenomenon.
There's nobody in here. It's just a big field. What is that?
This video was uploaded on Reddit by a user claiming to have captured a potential unknown flying object while out walking their dog. In the footage, you can see a strange, round object hovering in the sky. At first glance, it looks like a simple balloon, until you zoom in. That's when things get weird. The object appears solid, not the flimsy, lightweight material you'd expect from a balloon. It just hovers there, motionless, defying the typical behavior of anything carried by the wind. Eventually, the cameraman loses sight of the object, and the video ends. But not before leaving everyone with questions. Reddit commenters, of course, went wild with theories. But the most popular one, this is the latest peaceful visit by the Malarians, extraterrestrial beings often mistaken for UFOs, because they resemble mylar balloons. Known for their soft and passive nature, it's said they come to study humans. Honestly, if they're that chill, I don't mind if they're just floating around, observing us. For all the technological progress China has made, they still haven't figured out what the heck this thing is, floating down one of their largest rivers. This video, originally uploaded by Daily Star, shows what looks like some kind of massive creature slithering through the river. As the camera view zooms in, you can see this enormous snake-like body surfacing on the water, moving against the current. The sheer size of this thing is unreal. From its upper body, it looks like a gigantic eel or some kind of serpent, and honestly, it's unsettling. The fact that something this massive is out there, slithering around, has people seriously spooked. No one seems to know what it is yet, so it's no surprise people are already calling it a mysterious river monster. China, please figure out what in the world that thing is so we can stop freaking out. A boy from Sacramento uploaded a video on Reddit claiming that he and his friend saw something really strange in the sky, an unknown flying object, or at least that's what they thought at first.
No, they're circles, dude.
Are they?
Yes.
What the fuck?
This is the video they recorded, and you can see a series of lights moving across the night sky. These lights were arranged in a specific pattern, with some shining brighter than others at times. According to the uploader, the last light was different.
Look, that one's like an airplane, shining, dude, chasing them.
He's convinced it was some kind of machine. It flashed brightly for a second before dimming to a faint gray, blending in with the others. You can feel the excitement and shock from these guys as they watched it all unfold. But don't worry, I'm here to take the pressure off. It's just Starlink satellites passing over your location. Yup, if you check the time and date and plug it into the Starlink tracker, you'll see that the satellites were flying right overhead. Still, it's pretty fascinating to watch, right? There's a curious theory floating around that we're all secretly controlled by reptilian beings disguised as humans. I've always been skeptical, but this video from an Egyptian museum has me re-evaluating everything. This footage comes from an Egyptian museum where a tourist captured a truly unsettling sight of a mummified reptilian creature. In the video, you can see a large, monstrous mummified being on display. It features a reptilian head with fierce, massive teeth and an imposing face. But here's where it gets even stranger. The middle of its body is a bizarre blend of human and reptilian traits. It has a human-like ribcage and arms, with one human-like leg right in the middle. It's almost as if a reptile and a human had a baby, and that baby decided to bulk up on steroids. The whole thing looks like a character straight out of an alien predator movie. While I really want to believe this is just an elaborate hoax or an artist's creation, I can't help but feel a chill run down my spine. Sometimes, the most intriguing theories have a way of making you question everything you thought you knew. They say there are millions of insect species on Earth, but sometimes it feels like nature just wants to throw us a curveball. Like this little guy, for instance. This bizarre creature you're seeing was discovered by a farmer while he was working in his fields. At first glance, it looks like a grasshopper, but there's something unsettling about it. Its skeletal, almost alien appearance sets it apart. The exaggerated ribcage-like structure on its back and its eerie humanoid posture make it look like some kind of freaky hybrid between an insect and a tiny extraterrestrial being. It's like it walked straight out of a science fiction movie. Now, chances are this creepy look is due to some sort of deformity, or maybe it's just the close-up making its features seem larger than life. Either way, it gives off serious alien vibes. People who've seen this video are already labeling it as top secret alien footage. And honestly, with the way it looks, I can't really blame them. If you've got a kiddie pool just sitting around in your backyard, it might be a good idea to check underneath it as soon as possible, because you definitely don't want to find something like this lurking below.
What in the holy hell is this?
This next video comes from a dad who got the shock of his life while cleaning up his backyard. When he lifted his kid's swimming pool, what he found underneath was enough to make your skin crawl. The entire area where the pool once sat was covered in thousands of wriggling worms. Even worse, they were forming clumps, twisting and squirming together in one big, squishy mass. Turns out, these creepy crawlies had been living there all along, feasting on whatever was trapped beneath the pool. These little creatures are known as 2x worms, and they're notorious for being parasitic. What's even crazier is that they also digest microplastics, which is likely why they were thriving under the plastic pool. So, next time you move that pool, be prepared. You never know what surprises could be waiting. As humans become less and less afraid, it seems like ghosts and spirits are stepping up their game, growing even more powerful, like this one that apparently managed to lift a 365 pounds machine in a hospital. What you just saw is footage of a hospital's anesthesia machine weighing a hefty 365 pounds, mysteriously moving, or rather levitating, on its own. You can clearly see the machine slowly lift off the ground, followed by the entire system attached to it. The bizarre part, this thing is heavy. This eerie event took place in Florida last week and has been driving people wild online. But before we jump to paranormal conclusions, I dug a little deeper and found there might be a logical explanation. Some hospital machines are designed with height-adjustable mechanisms, often using pistons to make them more comfortable for doctors or nurses to use. What we could be witnessing is a malfunction of that system. Or, even more unsettling, the work of a hacker who remotely activated the machine's lift function. So while it might not be the work of a ghost, it's still pretty terrifying to think that a machine this heavy could move like that accidentally or through tampering. As we get better at capturing strange things in our skies, it seems the visitors might be getting smarter too. Maybe even disguising themselves as clouds. Watch closely and decide for yourself. This footage was recorded by an apartment owner who noticed an oddly shaped cloud hovering above a nearby building. In the video, you can clearly see a distinct dish-like cloud that stands out from the rest. Its round, saucer-like shape almost seems too perfect, and its movement is faster and more deliberate than the surrounding clouds. It's bizarre enough to make you wonder, could this be something more than just a cloud? At first glance, it definitely gives off some major alien saucer vibes. But after doing a bit of digging, I discovered something called a lenticular cloud. These clouds have a lens or saucer shape, and usually form in the troposphere, over mountains or hills. The cloud in the video closely resembles this phenomenon. Still, if aliens were trying to stay hidden, I'm pretty sure they'd come up with a better disguise than pretending to be a cloud, right? But who knows? Maybe they're just testing our curiosity. Uploaded on TikTok a couple of months ago, this clip was recorded by a man who went looking for his cat, who went into the woods and never came back. The man got worried and had to go look for her himself, not knowing what he was about to witness. Deep into the woods with his camera and flashlight on, he started to hear weird noises from nearby. So he stopped right there and pointed the camera towards the spot the noises were coming from just to record this. A creepy creature popped its head out from behind the tree for a moment and then disappeared back. Since it was dark and the creature was a little far from the man, we do not get a clear picture of what it looked like. But it was certainly a small cryptid with whitish skin and a head. Was the disappearance of the cat linked to this thing? Because according to the man, he was never able to find his cat. For me, it does not look like it is an edited clip. But it could be just an animal too, since we can't see it clearly, nothing can be said for sure. This clip was recorded by some people who were on their way back home at night when they heard growling noises coming from nearby. It did not take long for the beast to appear right in front of them, and the sight was so terrifying that it can scare even the strongest hearts. Not just a wolf, but this might be the scariest wolf, at least I have ever seen, staring straight at the humans. Fortunately, the animal was not in the mood for hunting that day, and just stayed there looking at them. When uploaded on the internet, many were quick to say that it wasn't a wolf, but a skinwalker by the way it looked. But ask me, and I would say it looked more like the dire wolf that had long gone extinct. Or are they? Because apparently there is one right in front of you. Recorded in 2001, this clip is considered to be one of the most concrete pieces of evidence of the existence of Bigfoot. It was captured by the leader of a group of boys who were out in the Marble Mountains for a backpacking trip. At first, it just shows the boys all happy for the trip and the trees, the environment, and everything. It takes the guy recording the clip a moment to spot, and then focus the camera on the giant walking up on a mountain a little far from them. The creature must be pretty huge to be so evident on the camera being so far, and it was descending from the mountain. The area was quite remote with no humans living nearby, so it was unlikely for it to be a local. For minutes straight, the boy kept recording with shock, unable to believe what he was seeing. Later, he uploaded it on YouTube, and it got millions of views with people coming up with every kind of theory about it. For me, it did not look like a fake video, so maybe it really is true. For more captivating content like this, click here. Thank you for tuning in.